welcome to another episode of Modern Box. So let's get into it. Today is day 4 review and preview. But before we get into it, please comment, share, subscribe, and all the good things down below. Let's get the conversation going. It's a game of two halves, but I think it's not a game of two halves in the sense that Georgia came back hard. I think they played damn well, but I think it was a lot of case of Wales coming a little bit off the pedal, slowing down, doing a lot of subs, giving some players some chances and trying some things, as I expected in my preview video for this and my picks video. The fact of the matter is Wales have a big issue with depth, in my opinion. They're going to preserve players as much as they possibly can in this World Cup, and this was a clever move from them. Playing smart, getting the bonus point, and then slowly taking their foot off the pedal. I felt like there was some stunning moves from Georgia though. But before we get into it, let's talk on the Wales side. Wales just showed some really clinical moves, like literally moves they must have practiced 1,000 times on the practice field. Well done. Question from Georgia and the fact they didn't see them coming. They are often very predictable, and you could see the players' position to do it. But credit to Wales, they drew a lot of players, and their other players moved into positions to spread the defence in the right ways. So first two tries were just clinical, sharp, and direct. Stunning speed from the Welsh side. The backs are Jonathan Davies, for example. All of them are really pacey, and they showed it today with some stunning moves and also accurate passes. Even with the weather conditions being a little bit more humid, the handling, especially in the fast-paced moves, was outstanding, and Wales has definitely put themselves as a threat to this game. Overall, the only criticism I'd give to Wales is taking their foot off the pedal, but I think that was part of their match strategy, so it's not too bad. And then also maybe the funny kick. If I can get a clip, I'll put it here. The kickoff from Bigger, the first penalty kick. Wow, that was funny. And then, yeah, I mean, they also had a wayward penalty that went into dead instead of out. But other than that, small things, and I don't think they were really as focused as they could have been. And even with that, put a performance that showed the world their class. So congratulations to Wales, and I really think it definitely bodes well for games to come for them. On the Georgian side, very impressive on the just like physicality. Their scrums were strong, and they built their scrums up throughout the game very well. They hurt themselves heavily with some unforced errors, directly kicking out, kicking the ball directly out a couple times, and from the kickoff. So those things just don't help in a game when you have like every second has to be perfect. So yeah, I think that was half and half. Georgia definitely performed well. Star players from the game, I'm definitely going to give it to Jonathan Davies, as he was out just everywhere. He was all over the park the whole time. Stunning moves, stunning plays, and I think he also, and then obviously also Thomas Williams coming on. He had a great try in the second half. Good run, showed a lot of pace, and then also did well to finish off a try in the late stages of the game with a bunch of Georgians around him, which the Georgians definitely going to have to look at why they allowed such an easy try. There was like 9 of them around there, and he just weaved right through all of them. So very impressive. Yeah, man of the match was Jake Ball. I think he had a good game, solid game. I think it was all about just the forward competition. Yes, that makes sense. Possession was pretty even. Scrums, Georgia definitely held their own, but I think it's credit to Wales for competing against a very strong Georgian scrum. So I think that does bode well for the Welsh supporters. Turnovers won, probably the biggest thing. 17-8 on the turnover side. Georgia losing 17 turnovers, which definitely affected the game. I think they just couldn't keep the ball in long enough periods, and often just before the try line couldn't compete. And that's a credit to, I think, the quality rush defense from the Wales side. And Georgia tried to counter that. You could see some cleverness by also deepening up their line, but often that caused it, because the back line wasn't skilled enough, caused them to just get caught behind the gain line and lose some meters there. So credit to Wales for forcing them into that position, and unfortunately Georgia just couldn't counter well enough. To be fair though, some good moves did come from it, but wasn't enough. The tackling counts were quite good. I know they pretty much have the same amount of tackle numbers on each side. That shows the possession stats I was talking about, but a couple more missed on Georgia's side. Not too bad though. I thought it would be more. I'm quite surprised by that. I would definitely question that stat, but yeah, 11-7 going Wales' way. I think that's quite interesting. Yeah, so let's get into the next game. I was going to give a shout out to Marian Madabadze. Wow, what a performance. Try saving, intercept, really strong runs, and a player to watch in this tournament for sure from Setu Nation. Always love to see these quality players come out of that field of play. So nice to see him, and I think he had a stunning performance. And obviously shout out to the front row from Georgia. They really did show some quality scrumming. Tomorrow's game. So we got Samoa and Russia. Samoa-Russia game is a bit of an interesting one. Russia obviously want to continue some performance for versus their game against Japan. They had some really strong moments. I unfortunately don't know a lot of the Russian players, so it's tough to give a full in-depth thing. But one thing that concerns me outright is they've selected pretty much the exact same team that played against Japan. I think one player is still doing a fitness test, but overall same players, which concerns me a lot because it means that they're not sure. They effectively don't. I'm not sure if they're depending on their depth. There was even a sly remark from one of the guys on the bench who didn't play any of the game in the Japan game, pretty much saying, and you can go look up the news, pretty much saying that they hadn't played enough, that they're getting tired about 50 minutes, but he didn't even use the whole bench. And that's literally one of the Russian players saying that about his own coach. Quite a surprising one, little scandalous, but yes, I think that is correct from him though. And now to play that exact same team effectively again against Samoa is going to be harsh. You could see the Russians lose gas in that game, and Samoa is going to punish them. A lot of these Samoans are professional in the sense they play Super Rugby. They play in They play in Europe. They are quality players, professional players who I think might even give a harder run than what Japan did. I know that obviously some people are saying that Japan have a better chance and a better score. The fact of the matter is you're now playing against a team who hasn't actually played, has just played 4 days ago against a team who hasn't played yet, have been practicing and warming up, getting ready conditions. So if Samoa falter maybe just on continuity and team cohesiveness maybe, but I see it about the 60-minute them running away with this game. So that's my opinion on it. Samoans have to really not perform for them not to dominate in this one. But yeah, I'll be bringing out a picks video for the next round of picks that you guys can check out. There I'll give my opinion, my pick for this game. So please check it out. It'll be in the probably in the end cards here. But yeah, let me know if you have any other things further to say. Comments, subscribe, share, and let's get the conversation flowing down below. Thanks, guys.